Good afternoon. Today is the 3rd of February and here we are back at Barron's Classic Car Auctions at Marchwood near Southampton. Back at the docks. Apparently also something to do with Man in Park Classics now. I'm not quite sure what that is about, but there we go. This is the first sale of the year, February 2025. There wasn't a sale in January, which is fine. And we've come to look at some tasty morsels. We'll get onto this Capri a little bit later on, but we're going to start with this Reliant Scimitar here. We won't be talking about tractors, we won't be talking about bikes or mopeds or anything, we won't be talking about diesels, and we won't be talking about cars with a Prince engine, viewers. If you don't want to watch the video, then I suggest you stop right now, because we're going to get on, and those things will not be included. Watch another channel if you want them to be. So 1966 Reliant Scimitar SE4 straight 6. This is estimated at £7,000 to £9,000. Thing is with these, I think it was in 66 or 67. Later than this car. These then had a Ford Essex V6 engine. This does not have that. It has a straight 6 in it, so it's an earlier one. It's known as an SE4, this type. Estimate on this is £7,000 to £9,000. I'm not particularly familiar with these cars actually. This isn't, I would say, in like the best condition. We can see bits of fiberglass that have been sort of touched in and whatever. Well, look at the interior as well. If I can actually get in, there we go. Very, very typically 1960s interior. I remember that interior light from the Avengers episode You've Just Been Murdered. It was filmed in 1967, and they actually had one of those, the V6 version, in that episode supplied by Reliant. I think it was it ARF 956D. But yeah, it's an interesting little car. There's actually another one of these as well, so we'll have a look at that one as well, but we need to move on to lot number, whatever the next one is. It's actually 104 the next lot, because we've skipped 2 because they're bikes, which I know nothing about. It's this 1984 Bedford CF2 motorhome, which lasted an MOT in 2023. Now technically, because it's an 84, you don't need an MOT to drive this on the road. I'd probably advise you to get one, but there we go. It's also no reserve. It's got no reserve at all, which is interesting. I don't know what this is worth, I haven't got a clue. And I can't get inside. It's come from the Isle of Wight, old DL plate there. Yeah, Bedford CF is quite interesting to me anyway. I wonder if this has got the Slant 4 engine in it or not. It's hard to sort of actually get this in sort of in shot because it's quite tall. So it does need some work for sure, this thing. Whether that's of interest to me, I don't know. Answer in the comment section below. Now this is more like it, isn't it? Views a 1981 Ford Capri 1.6 GL. It's not a 3-litre S, and also you can see from the front immediately there's a classic place for Capri's rust, and it's just here, all the way kind of along here and here. It's probably going to need a couple of wings, and they're welded wings on here rather than bolted on. So make of that what you will. So it's an 81 this car. Historic tax, of course. I'd advise you to have an MOT on this. Is it locked? See the boot's open. Maybe it's not locked, I don't know. Why did it say Capri 1.6 and not 1.6 GL? Maybe that's fallen off or something. But yeah, estimate on this is actually sensible second-hand classics money. It's £3,700 to £4,500. No, it's locked, isn't it? That's a shame, because I'd like to have a look inside. Obviously, as professionals, I'm not going to slide across the bonnet like Lewis Collins, but there we are. Nice and affordable, if a little bit scruffy. So, a 1959 Jaguar Mark II, estimate is £18,000 to £21,000. Now, these have really come down in value recently. This car has been through several sales. I don't really know quite of what's happened, why someone hasn't bought this. Just seeing it's got a Man in Park Classics on there. I'm not actually sure whether Man in Park Classics have bought Barron's or they're in collaboration or something. I'm not sure. We'll have to see. It is nice. This is a very early Mark II actually. The only problem with this is that if somebody, I don't know, gets in the chase of you and you're in this car, you are going off a cliff, aren't you? Just like in those old ITC series from the 60s. So just be aware of that if you do buy this. Yeah, it's nice. It's a manual. It's actually a 3.8, this one. So nice and fast. And, well, if you want one of these, there's actually 2 others in for sale as well. So you don't like the look of this one, you don't want a white Jaguar, then you can have another Jaguar. Something else surprisingly affordable is this 2001 Porsche Boxster 3.2S, estimate £4,000 to £5,000. Again, we're into sensible second-hand classics money for this, or really not very sensible second-hand classics. I doubt a Boxster is a sensible classic in many ways. But there we go. 96,000 miles, embossed leather interior, 6-speed manual. Now this, it does look like quite a nice car. I would like to have a go with something like this at some point. This is the S model, so we get a bit more power, I believe, in this. Yeah, I mean, why not? A friend of mine actually just bought an early Boxster like this. This is an even earlier one than this. I think it's the non-S model he's got. And again, he didn't pay a lot of money for it, and it's all right. So maybe these are worth considering at the moment. There's no condensation of headlamps or anything. That's a very nice condition indeed. My goodness gracious me. We're in for your eyes only, aren't we? Yeah, a chap who plays Leopold Emilio Locke and For Your Eyes Only drives one of these cars and Roger Moore pushes him inside it off a cliff in the film made in 81. So this is 79, this one. It's not a really big engine, it's a 280 SE. And again, I'm absolutely amazed at the estimate on this. £4,300 to £5,500 for all this. Isn't that crazy? I mean, it's a little bit scabby under here. It's not too bad, a little bit. It's not perfect or anything, but it's not a lot of money. Look at this, you know, proper kind of old Mercedes-Benz build quality and also Mercedes-Benz cheapness. Look at this, you've got windy windows in the front. This car is the kind of predecessor to the S-Class, and this has got windy windows in the front. How ridiculous is that? But yeah, I mean, it's not my kind of thing particularly. It's a little bit big, and like windy windows in a luxury car is not really what I would like, but it's brilliant anyway. So this is a 1965 Lotus Cortina Tribute. Estimate is £24,000 to £30,000. It's not a real one. Also, console is not what it would have originally said at the front. It would have said Cortina because this is a facelift car, but they've made it like a slightly older one. Lots and lots of things in here. Pre-airflow recreation, completed about 8 years ago. Let's have a look at the interior whilst we're here. If it's actually, no, that's not going to open. Oh well, let's not have a look at the interior then. It looks good. I mean, I like the number plate. It's pretty crazy, isn't it? AR would be correct as well. From back in the day, I think a lot of Fords were on AR plates, the press cars as well. I don't think this is quite my kind of thing, but some of you might want to drive around something that looks a bit like a Lotus Cortina with the price tag on it. So as I said, some cars we can't talk about, some aren't actually here that are listed in the catalogue. So we're going to go on to lot number 114, which is this 1989 BMW 635 CSI Highline Automatic. Guide price £12,000 to £14,000. Some of you will remember early wheelie dealers and how they used to get hold of quite a lot of cars for not much money back in the day, but you know, they had one of these in one of the earlier episodes, I think about 20 years ago it is now. Gosh, I feel old. But this is actually £12,000 to £14,000. It's MOT till January 2026. Cinnabar red, very late one. I think I've seen someone maybe in H, but that's rare. It's very, very, very nice, this. I mean, I would like to drive this very much, but I doubt I'm going to be able to. But we've got a beige leather interior, viewers. I do like a nice beige leather interior, particularly we've got other bits of beige on the door cards and other leather as well on the dash. If I can close the door properly, it would help. I'll do that in a second. Very, very nice. These kind of older BMWs are a great deal of fascination for me. I'm not so keen on the modern ones, but stuff like this is amazing. Am I right in thinking that someone else has had problems shutting the doors on this car? Nice wheels too. Yeah. I won't stand here too long and sort of keep talking about this because we've got other cars to see, but that is very, very, very nice indeed. Oh, viewers, that BMW was nice, but this is, if anything, it's even nicer. 1996 Aston Martin DB7 manual. 18,000 miles on the clock. Former concourse winner. 33 to 38,000 pounds. Now that's a fair bit of money for an early DB7 like this, but if it's only 18,000 miles and it's a manual, we prefer a base leather interior, viewers, but I mean this will do very nicely. Very, very nice indeed. Yeah. Battery in the boot, I imagine they're just keeping it charged and stuff. What is there to say other than that this is very much the kind of thing we like, viewers. We like stuff like this on the channel a great deal. And we're just going to have to calm ourselves down a little bit because I can't afford it. So next, 1993 DAX Cobra, obviously on Q plates because a lot of these go through the SVA, IVA tests, don't they? Estimate is 17 to 19,000 pounds. I know someone who's got one of these, a later one, I think it's a 2013. But yes, I mean, if you want your fun as raw as it gets, I don't think that's unreasonable for a car like this. It looks very good. Lexus V8. Wow, I've not heard of that before in one of these. And with a manual gearbox. Very tasty. So next, another Jaguar Mark II. This is a red one. This is a 1960. It's a 3.4. We've got Coombe-style modifications, rear arches and 2-inch SU carburetors, and then we've got a levered bonnet as well. The thing I prefer about this one as opposed to the other two that are here is we've got a beige leather interior. I mean, that might be a preference that some of you have as well, because I do like a nice beige leather interior. It looks to be in very nice condition, actually, because this is a 3.4 on the 3.8. Possibly this is in slightly better condition than the others, I don't know. It's all down to personal preference, isn't it, with classic cars at the end of the day. But yes, very nice. Next lot. Something I've never seen before. It's a 1985 Series 3 Jaguar XJ6 convertible with a manual gearbox. Estimate is actually 24,000 pounds. Now, you can get quite a decent Series 3 XJ6 for maybe sort of £5,000 at the moment, if you don't want a sort of tip-top one. So this is quite sort of expensive as far as these go. Somebody sort of really wanted a larger 5-seater, in this case, convertible rather than XJS at the time, because you could get the XJS sort of half convertible, couldn't you? It looks in really, really nice condition. Looks very sort of original spec as well. Do we have cruise control, viewers? I'm not sure that we do. We've got quite a few other things. Look at that manual gearbox. It smells absolutely amazing as well. It smells great. Yeah, with that lovely XK engine. I don't think it's quite me. I prefer a Daimler version or something like that with a sort of solid roof, but someone will like it, won't they? So we've got another 1966 Reliant Scimitar SE4. This one is in better condition than the last one, lot 122, this particular car. Estimate on this is 16 to 19,000 pounds. Very, very sort of 60s colour, isn't it? Delightfully so. Let's open up this door again. You don't get external door locks on a passenger door in one of these. That's strange. Oh yeah, it's nice in here, isn't it? Although, don't crash, because you might get impaled by those switches on the dash. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, this looks like... I don't know these cars particularly well, but like that door's not dropping, there's no crating on the fiberglass. This is in absolutely pristine condition. Probably one of the best ones of these you can see, so probably worth every penny. So, something a lot older here. A 1955 Citroen Traction Avant Normale. Estimate 14 to 17,000 pounds, a late one. They did make these in Britain. They made them in Slough. I think the last year of production of these was 1957, so after the DS came out. There are the little plates on here. Excellent. Can we get inside? There we go. Suicide doors. Very careful. Typically sort of Citroen, isn't it? The sort of eccentric controls and everything. And then look at all this space in the back. Absolutely tons of space in this one. There's the engine and everything. Yeah, again, this is, I've said this quite a lot today, it's not really my sort of thing, but that is in lovely shape. So, a 1966 Ford Mustang. It was imported about 4 years ago and it is UK registered, as you can see. It does look rather nice. I mean, it's not completely perfect. Got some very sort of minor imperfections on it like that, but estimate 20 to 23,000 pounds. That to me seems quite reasonable. I don't know the Mustang market, but yeah, particularly the moment you can pick up a bargain at this time of year. It looks rather nice. Right, lot number 125 is another Mark II Jaguar, another white one, another 3.8. This one's been imported from South Africa. Guide price is the same as the red one, it's 16 to 19,000 pounds. No apparent corrosion, looks very solid. Again, you just got to be a bit careful when you're being chased by villains. You don't end up going off a cliff if you're in an old 60s ITC series. Overdrive gearbox in this particular car. I think this colour's called Old English White. I might be wrong. But yeah, that's very nice. We've got another Jaguar that later on I think I prefer to this one though. And here we go. For less money than any of the Mark IIs, you can have this 1967 S-Type. It is only a 3.4 and a 3.8. That doesn't really matter to me particularly. There are some sort of bits on here that make it not perfect like this. Apparently it's an older restoration, but it looks really nice. This is an opalescent silver blue colour, I think it's called. More importantly than that though, viewers, this is very important indeed, we have a beige leather interior with wood, in fact an entirely wooden dash, or it's a manual with overdrive. I do like a nice beige leather interior, viewers, I really do, and this car even has piping in it, so that's even better, isn't it? Handsome looking car. I don't know, I never understood why these are worth less than the Mark IIs. They always have been pretty much. It's not perfect or anything like that. There are probably a few more imperfections on the paint, but it is very nice. Similar guide price actually on this car, this lot 127, this Elise R Tour Plus. In fact, actually it's a little bit more than the S-Type. Let me know in the comment section below which one you prefer. This one's been for sale here before, I think. It's a 2007. 0 to 60 apparently, it's just 6 seconds in this. Very sort of typical 2000s colour. Now again, this car's not perfect. That looks like where the top's been fitted, isn't it? There's little imperfections on here. Me getting in and out of here is something we're not going to try today because it's not very elegant if I do it, so we won't bother. But that is rather nice. What do you prefer then? Sort of that one, this one, or this one? They're all around the same kind of estimate. A little bit less money is this 1989 XJ6 automatic convertible. And yeah, this also has a rather agreeable interior. Yes, more beige leather and more wood. Excellent views, that's what we like to see, isn't it? I have actually driven one of these. It was in this colour. It was a V12 from 1991. I drove it back, I think, in 2023, actually. Headlamp wiper action and all kinds of other stuff. Estimate on this is 10 to 12,000 pounds. Very nice. So we have here a 1969 Morris Minor 2-door in Trafalgar Blue from 1969. It's been restored over the last 5 years. It's amazing how kind of affordable these still are. Estimate of this is £4,500 to £5,500, so it's sensible second-hand classics, buddy. Someone's changed the interior on this for some more modern seats. The one I drove in 2022 was very similar to this, but it wasn't in as nice condition. I had the original seats in it. Trafalgar Blue it's a nice colour for these. These later Morris Thousands tend to be the most affordable type of miners, I think, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, it was also Trafalgar Blue two-door on a G-plate, is the one I drove. And that is looking rather nice, actually. Thing is, though, I think I prefer this, actually, this 2003 BMW E46 320 SE Cabriolet. And maybe I'm biased, but it does have a beige leather interior with wood. I do like a nice beige leather interior, viewers, and having driven a couple of E46s over the years, they are very, very nice cars to drive. Even this 320, and that is very nice. A facelifted one, actually, this. It's most agreeable. It's very, very nice indeed, and only 65,000 miles. So, even more desirable possibly is this 2004 Jaguar XK8 convertible. 90,000 miles, new MOT till January 2026, estimate £46,000. So not a lot of money, viewers. Now, these cars can have some problems, and some quite serious problems. But you've got to bear in mind, we've got the classic interior here, acres and acres of beige leather and wood and all kinds of exciting things. I mean, was it worth the risk, something like this? You decide, let me know in the comment section below. I have driven one of these, a much earlier one, it's a 1997 the one I drove, but it's in this colour, and it was very, very nice indeed. If you want something a bit more affordable to run, how about this 1999 BMW Z3? It's only a 1.9, so it's a four-cylinder one. Estimate £3,000 to £4,000. It's quite a nice one. You can buy these for close to £1,000 if you really want to, but it wouldn't be anywhere near as nice as this. So yeah, I've driven a 3-litre one of these back in the day. About 3 years ago I drove it. I'd try another one if possible, I suppose. Red, I don't think is my sort of colour particularly for one of these. I prefer like a dark green or something, but that does look rather nice. So, on to lot number 136, we've had to skip out things with Prince engines and engines we can't discuss on the channel. And we're on this Lexus SC430. It's the same estimate actually as that BMW 320, 3 to 4,000, sorry, 3 to 4.5 this time. Yes, early one of these actually. They lasted from, I think, 2002 to 2012. Do we have the famous cassette player in this one? And do we have the Mark Levinson sound system? I can't quite see. Yeah, we've got a tape player for sure. Yeah, we do have the Mark Levinson sound system. I've always wanted to try one of these. I've always been a bit curious about them. I don't think, because Top Gear said I think 2013 it's the worst car in the world. I don't think it is personally. I've driven loads and loads of cars that could vie for that title. I don't think this is. I think it's quite nice actually. Right, viewers, last couple of cars we're going to be discussing today. Lot number 138 in 1994 Ford Mondeo 2-litre GLX. Estimate £2,000 to £2,500. My gosh, there's no rust. Wow. Can we get in? No. I've driven a GLX, but it was a Mark II actually. And the headlamps, well, they're going a little bit yellow, but it looks good. It looks really good. That is prime festival and exceptional material, this. It's not a gear or anything. I drove a 2-litre gear quite recently up in Newcastle the end of last year. It's actually really nice. 89,000 miles. MOT completed in September, 2 keys, brilliant. Something that might be even more interesting to some of you though is this 2005 Renault Sport Clio 182. Now, this car needs some work for an MOT. It has no current MOT. And the estimate on this is way below what I thought it would be. It's £1,000 to £1,500. I suspect we might need some, like, I don't know, chassis work, body work, I'm not really sure. Does this actually run and drive? Is it actually saying this listing? It does run and drive. Okay, well, it could be a bit of a risk, but these cars are definitely going up in value. Most certainly are. So maybe it's worth it. I don't know. You have to decide that for yourselves. There's everything here. Sale is on the 8th of February. So thank you ever so much indeed once again for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, leave a comment below, and we shall see you again very soon for some more incorrect information.